Astronomers have made a remarkable discovery about the presence of oxygen and elements such as heavy metals in the most distant known galaxy. The galaxy is located 13.4 billion light-years away from us, meaning it formed at the dawn of the universe. Astronomers believe that the Big Bang created the universe 13.8 billion years ago. Hello and welcome to the HyperLab X channel. Before we begin, we invite you to click like and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to comment below this video. Your opinion is very important to us. The unusually large, luminous, distant galaxy, named Jade's GS-Z14-0, was first discovered in January 2024 using the James Webb Space Telescope, which observes the universe in infrared light, invisible to the human eye. This space observatory can effectively peer into the past, reaching the early, mysterious era known as the Cosmic Dawn, the first few 100 million years after the Big Bang, when the first galaxies were born. It does so by capturing light that has traveled through space for billions of years to reach Earth. The light from Jade's GS-Z14-0 took 13.4 billion years to reach our corner of the universe. Thus, the Webb telescope and other observatories, such as ALMA in Chile's Atacama Desert, see the galaxy as it was when the universe was only about 300 million years old. When astronomers used ALMA to follow up on Webb's initial observations, they were astonished to find the presence of oxygen and heavy metals in the galaxy. Their presence suggests that galaxies formed and matured much faster than expected during the early universe. The findings indicate that the galaxy developed very quickly and also reached maturity at an accelerated rate, adding to the growing evidence that galaxy formation happens much faster than previously thought. The fact that Jade's GS-Z14-0 is rich in heavy elements raises questions about the nature of the earliest galaxies and how many more discoveries might be made using the Webb telescope and the ALMA observatory. Several aspects of Jade's GS-Z14-0, including its large size and brightness, were unexpected. According to researcher Schaus, when Webb examined 700 distant galaxies, this galaxy turned out to be the third brightest, despite being the most remote. However, the oldest galaxies were expected to be smaller and dimmer, since the universe was much smaller at that time. Early galaxies tend to be compact, gas-rich, and chaotic, with extreme conditions where many stars form rapidly in a small volume. Typically, galaxies begin as massive clouds of gas that collapse and spin, filling them with young stars made primarily of light elements like helium and hydrogen. Over time, as stars evolve, they create heavier elements such as oxygen and metals, which spread throughout the galaxy when stars explode at the end of their life cycles. These elements, released by dying stars, then contribute to the formation of new stars and planets that orbit them. However, Jade's GS-Z14-0 does not fit this pattern. Instead, according to the study's authors, the galaxy contains 10 times more heavy elements than expected. They suggest that early galaxies might have formed more stars, particularly more massive ones, than previously thought, which would also explain the galaxy's overall brightness. Israeli scientists have found evidence supporting the biblical story of the battle between an Egyptian pharaoh and a Judean king at Megiddo. Researchers have uncovered artifacts indicating the presence of Egyptians in the late 7th century BCE. New archaeological discoveries in Megiddo, Israel, provide evidence confirming biblical accounts of a clash between an Israelite king and an Egyptian pharaoh over 2,600 years ago. At this site, known from the Book of Revelation as the prophesied location of the final battle, fragments of pottery were found, indicating the presence of Egyptians. A recent study, led by archaeologist Israel Finkelstein from the University of Haifa and Tel Aviv University, analyzed ancient pottery discovered at Megiddo. According to the researcher, a significant number of fragments of Egyptian and Greek pottery were found in a layer dated to the late 7th century BCE. These findings align with historical records, indicating that the Egyptian pharaoh Necho II was in the region during the reign of the Judean king Josiah. Researchers determined the origin of the pottery by studying the composition of the clay and stylistic features. The results confirm the Egyptian presence in Megiddo, supporting the biblical narratives. Biblical sources describe the confrontation between King Josiah and Pharaoh Necho II at Megiddo in 609 BCE, but accounts differ as to whether it was a battle or an execution. Since the Book of Kings was written closer to the events, scholars consider its account more reliable. Megiddo, now a national park southeast of Haifa, was an important strategic location occupied by various civilizations, including the Canaanites, Israelites, Assyrians, and Egyptians. Excavations, ongoing since the 1920s, have uncovered more than 20 archaeological layers, including one containing Egyptian and Greek artifacts. This discovery confirms the historical claim that Egypt established control over the region after the decline of Neo-Assyrian power in the early 7th century BCE. The connection between Megiddo and the concept of Armageddon may have arisen from the untimely death of Josiah, which later inspired apocalyptic prophecies of a final battle between good and evil. Scattered belongings without a designated place and irregular cleaning are a sad but common occurrence for some people. However, scientists believe that such habits pose a serious health risk. As the days grow longer and the first hints of warmth replace the winter chill, many families engage in a familiar ritual, spring cleaning. While tidying up may seem like just a seasonal chore, experts argue that clutter can have much more profound effects than simply making a home look untidy. A new survey has shown that excessive clutter can negatively impact both physical and mental health, potentially contributing to allergies, respiratory issues, and even stress. In fact, 88% of Britons admitted that they need to declutter, making this issue more widespread than many realize. Piles of belongings, especially in damp areas like kitchens and bathrooms, can lead to the buildup of mold spores, which are known to worsen respiratory problems. According to the UK Health Security Agency, UKHSA, around 2 million homes in England are affected by mold, posing a significant health risk, particularly for individuals with pre-existing lung conditions or weakened immune systems. Inhaling these spores can lead to persistent coughing, wheezing, and, in severe cases, lung infection. Beyond allergens and mold, clutter also increases the likelihood of bacterial growth. Dr. Ashrafi points out that untidy spaces are often neglected when it comes to regular cleaning, allowing bacteria to accumulate on surfaces. In kitchens, where food preparation takes place, such neglect can elevate the risk of foodborne illnesses. Norovirus, one of the most common causes of gastrointestinal infections, can survive on contaminated surfaces for several days and can only be effectively eliminated using bleach-based cleaning products. Norovirus outbreaks spike during the colder months, but can be worsened by poor hygiene and unclean environments year-round. Synthetic textile particles from carpets and household dust can settle on food or be inhaled directly, making cluttered homes with lots of upholstery and rugs particularly vulnerable. Although research on the long-term effects of inhaling microplastics is ongoing, early studies suggest they may contribute to inflammation and airway irritation. In addition to physical health risks, excessive clutter can also impact mental well-being. Dr. Ashrafi explains that living in a chaotic environment can increase stress and anxiety levels, making it harder to focus, relax, and sleep. Scientists have linked household clutter to elevated levels of cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, reinforcing the idea that a tidy space can promote a sense of calm. The psychological benefits of organization extend beyond aesthetics. Having an orderly home can enhance a sense of control, reduce cognitive overload, and even boost productivity.